Hello, and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast. This is a podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV show, Survivor. This week we are covering the penultimate episode of Survivor
Okay,
Heroes
vocab
versus
word.
Villains. Hey, I will never forget that one. Shout out to our English teacher. But before we get into it, Riley, I have to ask, how are you?
Okay, so I have a couple disclaimers to make this week. Disclaimer numero uno. I am in a new place of living, a new house, one might say. I have nothing in my bedroom. If it's a little echoey, I do apologize. Next episode it should be better when I actually get my furniture here. So that's number one. Number two, I am sitting on a bed because I don't have any sheets. So, I mean, if you hear a lovely sound of a whatever the plastic part, the plastic thing. I do apologize for that. What was my number three? My number three was fuck you. No. My number three. I have to preface. Okay, so last episode, if you're a weekly viewer of our podcast, I went back last night, because I watched the episode we're talking about today last night, and I don't know what it is, but I always have to double check I'm watching the right episode, because I just know my luck. I will sit for an hour and watch the wrong episode of Survivor, and then it'll be like, what am I even going to talk about? So last night I was checking, and we had like a 20 viewer bump on our most recent episode than we have had
Yeah.
recently. And I was looking at it, and the timing of the combination of everything, the title and then the thumbnail, Parvati being in the title and the thumbnail, and the title of our episode being Double Tribals and Doomed Alliances, fit perfectly with what's going on in Australia versus the world this week.
Really?
It literally, like, the timing of that episode, not to spoil the season. Are you gonna watch the season? Are you gonna watch that season?
Probably not. I don't have a way to watch it.
Right. Basically, the most recent, or I guess the second episode, the first episode this week, which would have been Monday or Sunday's episode, brother. Yeah, I think it was Sunday's episode. Parvati, it was a big Parvati episode. And Tony ended up trying to get her out, and it was a double tribal. The twist of that episode, it was going to be a double
No
tribal,
way.
but then it actually didn't end up being a double tribal. Only one tribe ended up voting somebody out, but like both tribes had the so anyway,
Yeah, we
and
do have like
then
way more views on.
and
I
then
just looked.
Tony, there was an American alliance between Sari, Tony, and Parvati, but then Tony tried to flip on Parvati and try to get people to vote her out. And so that was the doomed alliance, was the American alliance. And so I was like, really? What were the odds
How did
that
we do that?
I don't know, but I'm like, I wonder if people clicked on it thinking, but then like Heroes versus Villains is on the thumbnail, so I don't know. Maybe people just like saw Parvati and then saw the title and were like, ooh, this has to be about Australia versus the world. So I don't know what the tea is. If you comment below if you watched last week's episode thinking that we were going to be talking about Australia versus the world. Which has been a great season, by the way. I don't know if that's what I'll do another. I haven't done I don't think a media wrap up in a while, but watching Australia versus the world, an amazing season of Survivor. The only thing I wish was the case is I wish there was more people on the cast. It was only a cast of 14, and they're only playing for 16 days. So it's a very, very rushed season of Survivor. But I wish that, even if it was still 16 days, I sort of wish that maybe it was like a cast of 16 and maybe 20 days or something. I just feel like if it was a cast of 16, it would have felt more Survivor-esque. Like, part of me still in my head, I can't wrap it around that this is a real season of Survivor that's going to have real, like, whoever wins this season is going to be like a Survivor winner, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just, but there's probably going to be an asterisk next to this, right? Because it was only a cast of 14 and it was only 16 days. So that'll be up to the
Yeah.
Survivor fandom how they feel about it. But it's definitely, there's some real gameplay going on. They're playing hard. It's all of the people have been playing well. There's at the point that I'm watching, only 2 men remain in the final 10.
Whoa.
There was an uneven, so there was 3 men and 4 women on each tribe, and Rob was voted out, and then David, and then Tony. So 3 men went out back to back to back. Oh, George, 4 men. 4 men were voted out back to back to back to back. 4 men were voted out in a row. So then that made so there was only 2 men left, and then a woman was voted out, and then I don't know who went home last night. I have to watch that episode, but anyway, highly recommend it. Sorry, I guess I just spoiled the whole first half of the season, so I'm recommending it, and anybody, but it's been good. The drama is good. The gameplay is really entertaining. Seeing Parvati and Sari back is great. And I think that's like my media. I also oh I'm playing with tweezers and I just poked myself really hard. Oh, that hurt. Um, I just read. I don't know if I talked. Did I talk about A Little Life last week?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
did I really?
I think we talked about it prior to
Oh.
recording.
Well, I'm bringing it up that I finished that book and I can't stop thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it,
Oh. Did
like
it end
almost a week
well?
removed.
Like,
No.
because I know it was sort of, you were in sort of a dark place with it last time we
Oh,
chatted.
oh, that's yes, we were talking
You had
about
like
it.
100
No.
pages left.
Yeah, it didn't end well. It actually got sadder. So,
No!
well,
Okay.
because okay, yeah, I remember us talking about it. I remember the point where I was at when I was telling you, and then I was like, I had to stop reading because I know I would have kept reading at that point. No, it's sort of,
Wait, I can, okay, we can put, hey, spoilers. Can I
okay,
know? I want
well,
to know what happened.
sorry, y'all. We ended. I don't know what part y'all cut out, but we basically to wrap up to wrap up my thoughts. It ended up being longer than a minute, and it got more gruesome than I planned on it being. So we're just gonna cut everything. It wasn't a gratifying ending. The ending happened. I mean, it was gratifying because it was like, okay, that's just like what the story was meant to be, right? Like at the end of the book, it's like this is what it was meant to be.
Hmm.
Um, I liked the book. It was very traumatizing, and I'm like I kind of want to read it again.
Oh, wow.
I know, which I think is kind of insane. I'm gonna give myself time. Maybe like next year I'll go back and like a year from now I'll reread it. Because it was so long, and I'm like I want to see if I notice any new details. And now that I know what the whole story, the plot line, like going back in and like
Yeah.
you know, um, I don't know if you're going through anything mentally, I wouldn't recommend it. One of my friends reached out to me, was like, "Should I read it?" And I said, "Not if you're going through a hard time right now. Do not read it." So should I have read it? Probably not.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say this is a really interesting time in
that's
your life to have chosen to read this.
right. But that's my life. That's my media. Thank you all for coming to my TED Talk. Maddie, how are you doing?
To follow that up, thank you. I'm doing so good. Um, I have three things on the agenda for this week, which is
Right.
crazy. One, my sort of hyperfixation treat.
Mm.
Oh my god. Okay, I've always this feels like it feels weird to like shift from that conversation into like the random stupid stuff. But yes, I have always been a chocolate covered fruit kind of girl. Like it is my ideal dessert. And lately, my favorite thing has been taking a cutie and then taking the individual little pieces of clementine and dipping them
Yeah.
into chocolate. And the juice from the clementine with
Mm.
the like crunch from the chocolate, it is the best dessert I've had maybe like ever. Like I cannot get enough of these things, and I'm just trying to savor every moment with good fruit before it becomes wintertime and before the fruit stop before the clementines are not good anymore. Because this is really filling my cup at the moment, and I love
I
that.
love that for you. I don't know if I've ever been a fan of the chocolate are you using a dark chocolate or a milk chocolate?
A semi-sweet.
Got it. I don't know if I that flavor palette has ever been something I'm interested in, but I don't know if I've ever had it so fresh. Like I think usually it's like an orange flavored like thing covered in
And
chocolate. Does that make
I don't
sense?
like that.
Yeah, I don't
I
know if I
don't
like that, but
really
I wonder
like.
if it'll be there's that treat. There's like a can or there's like a cake or something. Is it Jaffa cake? Is that what it's called?
Oh, maybe
Um
yeah. I don't really like fruit flavored things. Like
yes, Jaffa cakes are a
I
British
like
snack
fruit.
considering three layers sponge base, orange jam, chocolate coating. I don't love an orange flavoring covered in chocolate, but I wonder with the fresh
I don't either.
fruit. I wonder if the fresh fruit would be a different experience.
Well, you just have to come over and we can
Oh,
taste.
the only way that I can try it is if I come over to you.
Yeah.
Good to
Yes.
know. Good to know.
Okay, my other favorite thing that I have sort of gotten into this week is a new app. And I typically don't download new apps or anything because Riley made a comment before we recorded that made me think of this. Like sometimes you just want to throw your phone away, and I'm very much into that. And this app is so much fun. It's called Focus Friend by Hank Green. And
Oh,
I
I've
don't know
been
if it's
hearing
still,
people
but it was
talk
the
about
number
this.
one app in the App Store, even above ChatGPT, which I didn't even know that was an app. I thought it was just an online thing. I refuse to use it. Anyways, my bean is not facing the camera. This is my bean. I'm sort of working on furnishing. His name is And Cheese, like as in bean and
Right.
cheese
Right.
burrito.
Right.
And cheese, and he's so fun. And basically, you just sort of like hit the focus button and then you can select a timer and then you're not supposed to like go on your phone or do anything. Don't interrupt him. And he's knitting socks. And then the
He's
socks
always
are
knitting
currency.
socks.
Well, if you pay for it, then he'll knit scarves, which I think are worth.
Got it.
I don't know the currency exchange rate.
Right.
But I will not be paying for it. But I like this app. It's like totally ad free, just supported by Hank and his team. And it's really great. I love just setting it while I'm like reading a book. It's a nice little timer of like, hey, I want to read a book for an hour. I just set this on. I have all these socks and then I get to decorate my house. And it's very fun. So I highly recommend that. The third thing I want to talk about, haven't done any research into it, and I was just reminded of it when you were talking about media stuff. The Traders is doing like regular
Civilian
person.
season.
Civilian season.
A
Yeah.
civilian season.
And we need to get on this stupid show.
I think we should be the the secret duo.
Yes.
Nobody knows that we know each other.
I think The Traders is maybe the show that I want to go on the most out of any other sort of reality. Well, I want to go on the Amazing Race, but that's a different thing. I want to go on Traders so bad, and I think we would be so funny on it. And so, hey, Alan, hey,
Hey, if you're out
Peacock,
there,
if you're listening, we would love to be on this show. I need to figure out how we get on it.
I do think you have to apply. I think that's sort of part of the process.
Well, I was just hoping maybe this could be our application. Maybe they
Oh,
just
right.
watch this and they're
Maybe
like,
they're
wow,
one of
I love
70
these two.
viewers. Maybe Alan Cumming is one of 70 viewers of our podcast. And
Maybe he's one of our 300 TikTok followers.
so true. So true by Caleb Heron. Did you see Caleb Heron is the sixth most influential influencer of the world above Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast. I cannot stand Mr.
Not too much.
Beast.
Caleb Heron is number 6, basically means I'm number 6.
Yes, like in the world of Survivor. You are Survivor's Caleb Heron.
I'm
And
Survivor's
we
Caleb
didn't-
Heron.
And we weren't even the ones that called you that.
No, that is
That
a
was
title
organic.
given to me by our lovely 300 follower fans on TikTok. Thank you very much.
Yes. I can't wait to go.
If y'all don't
live
watch,
someday.
if you don't watch the TikToks, you're only getting half the story.
Yeah. Even though the TikToks come directly from the podcast. Shouldn't it be the other way around?
No, baby, no. You're not seeing the vision. You're not seeing the vision.
No. Okay, well, that's all I have this week.
Well, thank you all for watching. You can.
Imagine. That's what our Patreon exclusives are going to be like when we get there.
Right.
Okay, let's jump into this episode. Do you have anything off the top?
Another iconic again. Like every week, like we're over 3 months into this, and I truly feel after watching obviously next week is the finale, so that sort of wraps it up. But I'm like, really, there is at least one major iconic Survivor moment in history, not just for the season, just in Survivor lore, an iconic moment in every episode. And I'm like, this season really is it is what it says it is. Or it is what
It
people
is
say
that
it is. Like,
girl.
people don't just hype it up because it's just hyped up. I'm like, no, it deserves the hype it gets. It
It
is
does.
really that iconic.
It is. It is just so good. I'm gonna be sad when it's over, but then
I
excited for
know.
49, so it's okay.
Hey, don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened.
Exactly. And I've always said that. Well, we start off after the Danielle vote last episode, and Rupert is happy to have made it out of this tribal alive. Parv knows that it was Russell that flipped and talks to her other sort of villain girls about how she's lost all trust in him, but she knows that she needs to keep on good terms with him because it's not fun to be on Russell's bad side. And Russell sort of sticks to the whole Danielle wanted you out story when talking to Parvati and explaining the vote to her, but he's also like, well, I know that Parvati's not really like fully with me, so we'll see about her. The next morning, we get to Tree Mail, and it's sponsored by Sprint, which is so
What a
fun.
crazy. Does Sprint even exist anymore? Sprint, T-Mobile,
Yes.
AT&T. I don't know the last time I saw
Verizon.
like a Sprint commercial. Is Sprint and
I
T-Mobile
don't
the same thing?
I don't even know anyone that has Sprint.
It's just
I
of the era. No, it's T-Mobile. Sprint is now T-Mobile. Oh wait.
really?
Yeah,
No.
Sprint Corporation was an American telecommunications company before being acquired by T-Mobile US on April 1st, 2020.
Oh wow.
So they're together now.
Oh, that's cute for them.
Well, rest in peace,
Well,
Sprint. This is vintage.
this is. So this tree mail is a box with a phone in it, a Sprint phone in it, and it's just really funny seeing a phone from this era. And I
Right.
love when Parvati's like, "There's so many applications." Yes, there
Y'all,
are.
like, iPhones weren't really a thing until like 2000, like, 9.
I don't remember how old I was, but I remember when my dad got an iPhone for the first time. It was a hand me down, I believe, from my aunt who had upgraded. So we got the like older model. I don't know if this was like the first or like the second iteration of the iPhone. I just remember it was the coolest thing ever. Some of those apps on there at the time were so much fun. Specifically, my favorite app, I think, was this like mall game where I don't remember how it happened, but like you got more money if you waited a certain amount of time after like doing something and then you could go buy
Mm,
clothes. And
right.
that was like my jam. I was like, I need your phone. I need your phone.
Right.
That was like sort of the communal app thing.
We were big. My mom's phone she had checkers on it, and so we would like when we were sit and like waiting at a restaurant or like for appointments, we would play checkers on her phone.
That's so fun. Wow.
Just like Y2K things.
So
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 Y2K.
Y2K. And okay, on this phone were videos from family members on it. And these family members were actually on the island.
Right.
And we know it's going to be a family visit episode. So much fun. So we get to the reward challenge and visiting. We have Parvati's dad, Mike, Jerry's sister, Jennifer, Russell's wife, Melanie, I believe now ex wife.
Oh, gag on that. You did not have to gag him like that. That's crazy.
Colby's brother Reed, Rupert's wife Laura, and Sandra's uncle Fernando.
Rupert's wife Laura, who I think is probably one of a loved one who's made it had the most appearances on Survivor, also has herself appeared on Survivor, future Survivor player.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not forget Blood versus Water season 1, where she was voted out before the game even started, and then got put on the fans. Not fans versus favorites. The players tribe. She got put on the tribe with all the former players.
We get into the challenge, and they have to throw water from the ocean into their loved one's bucket, and then the loved one has to pour their bucket into this other bucket, and the first one to fill it up wins the reward. The reward is a trip to a neighboring island that has this like blowhole thing, which we'll see later.
What'd you call me?
Burgers, and you get to take the Sprint phone out on the reward to capture those memories.
Just tons of fun. It's just fun.
It's just fun. So, getting into the challenge, the highlight for me was that both Colby and his brother are both bad at challenges.
Maybe it's genetic. It runs in the family.
It is. And Colby just yelling at Reed the whole time.
No, because I'm watching this and like I would never let someone talk to me that way, but I just know if like that was me and Rowan, ooh girl, I would have been yelling. Ooh, if I was Colby and Rowan was catching the water for me, I'd be like, Rowan being my youngest sibling, they don't watch the podcast, but shout out to them. It's their first day of school today. Of college, they're not like 3 years old. I was like, I just know I'd yell at them. I'd be like, catch the water. Like, catch the water. It's that simple. Just catch the fucking water. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, be better at catching the water.
My favorite moment, though, was Jeff telling Reed, he's like, yeah, Colby's been like this all season.
Which is true. Call him out. Like, why?
Yes.
Why are you acting that way?
It was too good. But in the end, Jerry and her sister win. They're really good at it. I love this challenge. I think it's so funny watching these loved
Jerry and her sister win. They're really good at it.
No, but like it's so good for them. But I love watching the like when the loved ones aren't good at catching the water and it just sort of like a wave of water goes over them. Getting them soaked is very entertaining. So Jerry gets to pick someone to take on this reward, and she chooses Parvati and her dad. And then she goes, "Hey Jeff, can I pick another?" And she picks Sandra and
doesn't
Fernando.
even hesitate. Does not even hesitate, which I loved too. She like immediately picked Par, and she goes, "Can I pick someone else?" And Jeff says, "Yeah." She goes, "Sandra, I picked Sandra." I got emotional when Sandra was talking about her uncle, like in the but then once they're on the reward and she was talking about her uncle and her mom, I got teary eyed. I was like, oh, I just love her so
I love her so much. Yes, and Russell is mad that he did not get picked and that it's the 3 girls who get to go. And he's like, that is the stupidest thing they could have done or that Jerry could have done. And he's telling his wife, he's like, she made a big mistake. She's going to pay for it.
Russell just hates women. I'm sorry, but
yeah,
I'm sorry. Period. Like, but I'm just like, you're just mad because you hate women, and you're mad that women are outplaying you right now.
Exactly. Like, I just don't think it's that deep at this point. So on the reward, they get to enjoy this sort of blowhole phenomenon on these like rocky area on the water. And a local shows them how to throw coconuts into it and have it like blow up into the air. And so they're all doing that. And that like, maybe it's just me, but I'm like, that looks so dangerous. You don't know where that coconut's gonna fall.
Sandra literally was like, what if I fall in? Like, what's gonna happen?
She's so silly. My favorite moment from all of this, though, is Jerry taking those sick pics and videos.
The sick pics on the Sprint phone.
On the Sprint phone, yes.
Parvati at one point goes, yeah, I'm so happy that, I'm happy that Jerry had the Sprint phone to take pictures of us so we can remember this. You'll be like, you're not being recorded on television right now.
Yeah, in like significantly higher quality, too.
Right.
But the pictures are very cute.
They are.
So then they get to enjoy their picnic with burgers and all sorts of things. And this is where we get to hear from Sandra explaining that her uncle is here because her mom passed away a year and a week ago. And he is her favorite uncle. And her husband's in Afghanistan. I'm like, that is so sweet. She is so sweet.
That is really sweet. I'm glad that she was able to have some familial love.
I know. And she was even like, I don't even care if I don't win at this point. Like, this moment made it all worth it. And that is just precious. And Jerry is now nervous that Russell is mad at her, but Sandra and Parvati assure her that they are on her side and not gonna vote her out just because Russell's mad at her. And this was such a fun reward.
It was a fun reward. We don't get experiences like this in modern day Survivor ever, so it's always fun to see them. Honestly, like, even if, I don't know, like, I always say that, but like, who knows how I would feel about repetition? Even if, like, in Fiji they had the same, like, if there was like, because they don't do rewards like this until later in the season, right? Like, you never get rewards like this until post merge. So even if they had like 6 or 7 like things, 6 or 7 things to do in Fiji that they just cycled throughout the seasons, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do the same 3 things every season. You do like, oh, we're gonna do A, B, and C this season. The next season we'll do B, D, and E. Oh my god, B, D, E. And then
That'd
like
be a crazy episode.
that would be a crazy episode. And then the season after that, it's like, oh, let's mix it up. We'll do E, C, and F. Like, you just like have all these different combinations of things. If they have the same things, because I think part of it is the experience, the cultural experience that you get on going on Survivor. I think of like there's something that you get when you get like a little country boy out on Survivor that's like, I've never left the United. Thinking of like, oh, what's his name from that travel
Love
show.
Island.
Oh, well, that, but I was thinking of what the
Biggie
from Destination X. Did you finish Destination X?
Yes, I did.
We never talked about that.
Oh, that was devastating for Biggie. But I gotta say, his accent was kind of annoying. Like, he was just so playing out. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe not his accent necessarily, but he was definitely putting on a show for the camera in a lot of ways. And I was sort of over it at that point. But I'm really happy. Spoiler if you watched Destination X, but I'm really happy that Rick won. And I feel like he really got into the game of it all, especially in the end. And I'm glad that Pilot Pete respectfully didn't win, because I just don't like, I don't always want to see like the guy who's been on when it's normal people versus people from other reality shows and who are like the pretty boy sort of thing. I'm not going to root for them. It's like in The Traitors. Like, I was never going to root for Dylan Efron, which looks like he's going to be on Dancing with the Stars, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
okay, wait. Can we do Dancing with the Stars tea real quick? I heard that the gay one and the small girl might not get invited back to dance. The way you're looking at. The gay one and the small one won't be invited back to dance. Maybe all I want to do is dance. I hope I can still dance. Yeah.
Ezra and Riley, maybe?
Yeah.
That's not true. They're back on.
Oh, that's what people. I saw rumors on TikTok. They said they haven't been confirmed yet that they're dancing.
Oh.
I hope I can still dance.
I caught my finger on my mom's wing. I hope I can still dance. No, I'm pretty sure there would be no way that Ezra and Riley weren't on it.
Well, the girls are saying they're not confirmed, so... And Ezra reposted a TikTok that was talking about it, so...
He's the biggest troll, though. Like...
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know these things, okay? Oh my god, like, literally just tell me to jump off a bridge, I don't know, like... Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, anyways. Shout out to Rick. He was very happy
for winning Destination X. He'll be on the podcast next week, y'all. If you have any questions for Rick, let us know.
You're right. Let's get back to this episode. Back at camp, the boys are talking about Jerry's reward picks, and Russell says that he absolutely should have been picked. Why is that? Why would Jerry pick you?
Right.
It's not like
the entitlement for me.
Right, like... I think maybe he would be more upset if, like, after his behavior in the last episode, though, like, I don't even think Parvati has a real strong reason to pick him. Like, I don't think anyone has any reason that they should just automatically pick Russell. So,
I think this is ultimately, like,
himself.
the last 2 or 3 episodes, I think, really are starting to form this thing of Sandra separating herself from the villains, Parvati not fully representing herself and her attachment to Russell, and then Russell just being like completely lost, right? Because
Yeah.
in what world where you just flipped on your alliance would you think that they'd want to bring you in on this reward?
Right. It makes zero sense.
I don't
Like, that
know.
was last night, babe.
Right.
So, now that Russell is not feeling so secure with his villain girls, he's like, okay, time to regroup. And he tells Colby and Rupert, final three boys. We're final three. They lock their hands together and they're like, you know what? We gotta get Parvati out. And you guys we're a strong three. And Colby and Rupert are pretty much all in. We hear zero from Colby this whole episode. But
I know,
Rupert
very
Rupert
little.
has like right, like he's just fully not present. Um Rupert is a little bit more cautious, but still like, okay, well, if a villain's gonna take me to the end, I'll for sure I'm in. I'm in. So those boys will just do whatever whenever. It feels like they put no actual thought into anything, respectfully.
I feel like, you know,
Right, exactly.
I feel that, like, I was gonna say something when we were talking. I just can't believe Colby's about to be back on our screen. I think that's quite shocking to me, and I'm
Every week
surprised. I
we
know
say
this is. I'm surprised. Even though this was Rupert's sort of demise episode, I'm surprised that we heard nothing from Colby because he's going to be in the finale, and I'd like to know where Colby's head's at going into the finale. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't get. I'm pretty sure we didn't even get a confessional from him this episode.
I don't think
Am I
we did. There
right?
was a yeah, I think you are. There was a point where I think I like forgot he was there.
Yeah.
Um, because a lot of talk was happening, and it's just yeah, he's nowhere really to be seen.
No. And I was hoping we would hear something from him with this whole Russell situation, but nothing. So, who knows what he was actually thinking, but it does not seem like there was any pushback from Colby on this. Then the girls get back to camp later that night, and everyone is just trying to sleep. But Rupert decides, no, I need to start smashing these sticks and chopping these logs and throwing things in the fire and just being as loud as humanly possible. And Jerry is fed up with this man. We get a whole rant from her about how he needs to go next. I'm so sick of living with him. He's I think she says something about like he's not even just being inconsiderate, he just like has no thoughts or something.
What really got me is that they pieced two confessionals together because she's wearing two different outfits. So when she starts the rant, she's wearing one thing, and then it cuts back to Rupert doing it, and then it cuts to her again in a different outfit in a different spot, which means that Jerry has ranted about Rupert multiple times this season.
And she does not hold back.
No, she
She goes
doesn't.
all
She's
in.
fed up with him. Yeah.
And I would be too if I was trying to sleep, and this was sort of the behavior. But this gives Jerry an opportunity to get up and sort of pull Russell for a chat this night. Russell says that he's not mad at her about the whole sort of family pick thing, and he's still tight with her. But in his confessional, he's like, yeah, that was dumb. And but in the end, I'm just like, I want control over her, so I just want to keep her happy. I'm like, that is such a gross way of putting it.
No, it is. And I just don't know. Like, you don't really have the control. Obviously, you don't have the control you think you do because people, like, aren't taking you or they're not listening to you.
Yeah.
People, he got called stupid to his face multiple times this episode, and like even within the vicinity. And I'm like, girl, when do you like? You're not this like. You're not.
People
Who you
don't
think you are.
respect you.
You're not that guy. You're not that guy, bro. You're not that guy.
This brings us to the immunity challenge. They have to keep their arms outstretched with poles that are resting on top of their hands and have to keep the poles upright using sort of like the pressure between their hands and this plank above. And if you drop your poles, you're out. And Colby drops immediately.
Right.
Then Sandra. And then really comes down to Parvati and Rupert again. They keep ended up, like, Rupert is really not bad at these challenges. At
No,
least,
he's
like,
not.
compared
He's
to
gotten
Parv.
like second multiple times.
Yeah, which would be
Second,
so
third.
frustrating.
Yeah.
And
Especially when
in the
he so
end,
desperately needs it.
I know he really does. I'm glad that like these were the two to come down to it most of the times, though, especially like in these recent episodes. But Parvati wins immunity. This challenge looks really hard. I think I would be bad at it, especially
It
having it
does.
like
I wonder.
the poles like being on top of your hands. I think I
Oh
would
my
struggle
god.
more than
Oh my
like
god. Oh
using
my
your
god.
other.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, I'm doing it. Oh my god. Oh! So I
And
had your crystals
Riley
on the
drops
ground.
immediately.
Okay, immediately is crazy. I was in for at least 20 seconds. Thank you very much. Longer than Colby. Thank you.
And you didn't even have any pressure at the top. That was just
No.
freestanding.
Yeah, baby, I'm a freestylist. Thank you.
Okay, we get back to camp, and Russell realizes that he's sort of in a pickle. He either needs to flip on the boys or go back to the girls, or sort of just feel things out right now. Sandra then goes to Rupert and talks to him about getting Russell out. Rupert then immediately takes this information to Russell and is like, "The girls are going for you. Sandra
Rupert,
wants you
stand
out."
up. Like, what?
Like, what are you gaining from this?
You're gaining Russell's trust, but then it's like, okay, so you're gaining Russell's trust, but you're breaking Sandra's. And even if Russell does vote with you tonight, which the odds are he's not going to, since your main target, Parvati, has immunity, right? Even if he does still vote with you, it is still going to be a 3-3 split. Like, because now you
Yeah.
broke Sandra's trust. Sandra's not going to vote with you. Why would Jerry vote with you? So immediately
Yeah.
you're throwing, like, if any of the villains, Sandra would have been the one that would have voted with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes,
Um,
exactly.
So it's just, it was bad. Like Rupert didn't. I'll let you. I have another thing, but you finish the scene and then I'll jump in.
Okay. Then after this sort of I'm so glad that Rupert is gone so I don't have to say Russell Rupert anymore.
I know.
After this whole
Anymore. There's only
moment.
one more episode.
No, that's so true. Okay. After Russell finds out about this, he then goes up to Sandra and we get the iconic moment, "Are you with me or against me?" And without hesitation, Sandra says, "I'm against you, Russell." And they get into sort of a little tiff here.
A
I
little
love
tiff.
a little tiff. I love Parvati just sort of being in the middle of this, watching this.
Hey,
And
I know that feeling very well.
I was gonna say this is giving you. And there's just like a whole sort of blow up moment from Russell. A lot of different things are said. And after this, Russell finally goes and sits back down at the fire. And Sandra turns to Rupert and goes, "Loose lips sink ships." And
Okay, so this is the
yeah.
thing. This is what I was going to comment on. I think Rupert was slightly confused about what was happening because Rupert goes, "Yes, they do. They do." I don't know if he thought that she was like joking with him about something, but she was very clearly like egging him on. Like very clearly was like, "You are the loose lips, babe. Like you are going down."
Referring to the
And
immediate situation.
Right, but Rupert's reaction, like, I feel like a better reaction would have been like, "What are you talking about?" Or like, whatever. But Rupert was like, "They do. Loose lips do, baby. You are the loose lips."
These boys, this whole time, this whole season, have not had a clue of what's going on.
No, the
Even
girls
when
have been
it's
running
happening,
circles around them.
even when it's happening directly in front of their eyes. Like he was what, 4 feet away,
Right.
and he still was confused.
I love all this happening in the vicinity of camp. Like they're all just sitting there as this is going on, and nobody. You're just at the point where you're just so little energy that you just don't want to like
Yeah.
fight too
And
hard. You know what I mean? Like make it accessible.
yes. And Sandra and Parv are sort of having a little giggle fest in the shelter. and which is bothering everyone. The people not included in the sort
Right.
of the giggle fest. And Parv tells Russell, I believe she's telling Russell that you're turning into Boston Rob with sort of his confrontational "Are
Yeah,
you
it's
with
because
me?"
he specific.
thing.
Yeah, because Boston Rob had said that to somebody at some point earlier in the season. Are you with me or are you
Hmm.
against? I think he said that to Russell.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh,
with me or are you against
yes.
me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so Russell is now all riled up and contemplating getting rid of Sandra. I did think the moment from a confessional moment from Jerry was funny. She's like, I'm not really sure what's happening. Like, the girls are laughing, riling Russell up. Like, it's chaos at this camp at this point. They're getting a little silly.
A little silly goofy.
I mean, this point, it's like day 33 or 34. They
Right.
fully lost their marbles. And Sandra says in her confessional that, she could bring her idol to tribal tonight, but she's sure she's not going home, but we'll see. And that brings us to tribal
Love the
council.
confidence queen. I love the confidence queen.
I love her
I
confidence.
I the tribe dynamic is so interesting. And I also think there was never something so interesting with the season is that there was never an anti-winner mindset, you know?
Right.
Like it was never like we need to get JT out, we need to get Tom out, we need to get Parv and Sandra out, like we need to get the winners out. It was never a mindset. I think for me, it's just so impressive the fact that they were able to sort of like make their way through, especially because Parvati and JT were such recent winners.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I just think it's interesting. And another great tribal. I
It's
forgot that
interesting.
Sandra had this idol play this season.
Yes, yes. It's interesting that the winter thing really hasn't been a source of conversation for them when, especially beginning of the season, more on the Heroes tribe, how people's past gameplay and their past seasons that they were on was factored so much into their perception of
Mm-hmm.
others.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one person, I don't remember her name, the one person who ended up on a tribe all alone,
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Then Colby was like, I think it was Colby who was like, well, if she played like that on her last season, like who are we to
Yeah.
keep her around? Like what's she gonna do to
Yeah.
us? But then the
Yeah.
winners are just sitting there chilling. And I feel like Sandra has been so underestimated all season for being a winner. Like,
She has. But I think I mentioned that a couple episodes. I just think her season is not fresh on people's
yeah,
minds at this point. Like she had played so long ago at this point, and she's not like an iconic winner, you know. Like she's not like a Tom or
yeah.
a Richard Hatch. Like these are people who you can easily identify their games. Sandra's game is a little more like up in the air, you know.
Yeah. Well, at Tribal, they start by rehashing the Russell Sandra Rupert situation. And Parv says that at this point, there really isn't any point in voting out villains with how many heroes are on the jury. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Like,
Right.
it doesn't make any sense. They talk about sort of who the top villain is. It could be really anyone. Who knows? Parv is like, it's not me.
And this is
And
I was just gonna
you
say,
go.
I think this tribal is really again. I keep saying this over specifically the last like 2 3 episodes. How knowing the result of this season, it's to me as somebody who is a Sandra Wynn defender, right? It just is laid out so perfectly. Like I understand why Parvati lost. I understand why Russell lost. You see the fact that jury does not like Russell
Hmm.
and it Sandra, I think, is able to perceive the fact that people do not like Russell. And that's what she does well, and that's probably the best part of her winning game this season, is the fact that she's able to perceive how everybody else feels about everybody else in the game. She's able to perceive the fact that Russell is not liked by anybody, specifically the heroes. He keeps going back on his word and he keeps making these people look like fools. Parvati is
Hmm.
not doing, even though Parvati may have played a better actual game, right? Had more power in the game, used the power in a better way than Sandra used her power or her social game. Parvati never like used the she never separated herself enough. And obviously
Mm-mm.
we end up knowing that's why she ends up losing. But that's a big part of the game. Like if people hate Russell and you are inherently connected to Russell and you're not making yourself seem that like this answer here, I think this is a losing answer for her in front of the jury and specifically in front of people like Rupert and Colby, where Parvati is like, I'm not the leader of the villains tribe. Well, you have to be something. If you're not separating yourself from Russell and you're making Russell seem like he's the leader to make him look worse, then you just look like one
Mm-hmm.
of his little henchmen in the eyes of the jury.
Yeah.
Even if we as the audience know that's not the case, you know?
Yeah. That's a really good point.
So it's just it's these scenes like this and little answers like this where I'm listening and I'm like, oh, this is like a good separator from Sandra's game. Sandra was able to understand what she needed to do to separate herself, and this was the tribal. This was the moment where she was
This is,
really able to,
and this is where, like,
arguably,
I
the
think
winning
Parvati
moment.
needed to lock in
Yeah,
and, like, start planting those seeds for herself.
yeah,
But, yeah, we get to the vote. Before Jeff can even finish his little if you have an idol spiel, Sandra stands up. I love her. She stands
should I
up and
let
she's
you
like,
finish?
should I let you finish? And he's like, no, no, you're good. And she plays that idol. And thankfully she did because it just sends Rupert packing. And the
For
boys
sure.
are not happy about this. I love that it would like do a wide shot or pan over to Colby, and every time he just like had his head in his hands and he was like sulking in the corner.
Yeah, they were not happy. Russell specifically was not very happy. Or no, Rupert was not very happy with
Oh,
Russell. Like
he was
Rupert
mad.
was giving him the look. Um, but yeah, good for Sandra. I'm happy for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a good resume booster, and the fact that nobody knew about the idol as well, like all of these things is really good for her longevity and chance her winning equity.
I agree. I agree. And that wraps up this episode. Do you have any final thoughts?
Your mama. I
I knew you
think
were gonna
that
say that.
my final thoughts. I don't know. I'm excited for the finale. This is a really like again. I said at the top of the episode. It's just so many iconic moments. The season is really good, and nice to watch it with this lens of like reviewing it and analyzing it in a more in-depth way. Like I think I talked about this earlier that I when I did like my big like Survivor when I first got into it, I like binged every single season. Like I watched all of the seasons of Survivor in a very short amount of time. Um, I feel like I now have a preference of like, oh, I kind of want to go back and watch Survivor and really like extend the process out. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
take time when watching the episode, sit down and actually like watch and like feel it. You know what I mean?
And hey, we can do that on this podcast
So true.
next summer. We'll have
So
to
true.
figure out our next one.
We'll watch every single episode of Survivor next summer.
Yes. We
Sorry,
just
is that
clear
not
our
what you said?
schedules.
Right.
Right. Well, thank you for watching this episode of the Making Fire podcast. We're so excited for our finale coverage next week. But in the meantime, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Making Fire Pod and like and subscribe. Comment down below, who do you think should win this season? And we'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching. Bye, smooches. Can't wait to see how this turns out.